I talk about solution, but that's something that they don't teach you at college or university. So it's really important to understand what a solution is. And we're going to talk more about how to create solutions. But let me tell you, if you don't know how to create solutions, you are not economically autonomous. Your financial future is not secure at all, even if you have a job. Because, like I said before, a job is just another word for contract. It's not. When people say I have a job, it doesn't mean they have a solution. Their jobs can be taken away from them anytime. They can receive the pink slip anytime. But if you have solutions and you know how to use your creativity to create new solutions all the time, then it doesn't matter if they take away a job. You're going to go to another employer and you're going to propose new solutions, and your career will move on. You will never find yourself in a difficult career position. You will never be financially struggling, because you have solutions and you can exchange your solutions for money, for cash. So please pay attention to the part where we're discussing how to create solutions, because that's where your financial security is built. So the last axis, we talk about values or meaning or purpose or mission. Basically, this axis is all about how to use your sense of meaning, how to use your purpose and your sense of mission to really empower your career. So this axis is a little bit like that famous line in the movie Spider-Man, where Uncle Ben says to Peter Parker, "With great power comes great responsibility." Except that it's the other way around. It's a little bit like, with great responsibility comes great power. In other words, when you find that your work has meaning and purpose, and you have a moral responsibility to do this kind of work, suddenly you will feel power from that sense of responsibility. So once again, with great responsibility comes great power. So that's where you allow your sense of meaning and your purpose and your moral vision to give you extra power in your career. It will multiply the power of your passion. It will multiply the effectiveness and the power of your talent. And it will multiply and refine your solutions. So the values axis is really, really important. That's where you get an extra boost of energy, an extra boost of power. So there you have it. This is basically the master diagram that we're using in all of our ideal career workshops. So here, this is briefly just to talk about why we created the ideal career, and why you should follow it, why you should use it to guide yourself. It's really about doing what you love, but also making a living doing what you love. To make a living, that's the hard part that a lot of career counselors are not mentioning. And I guess I'm mentioning it because I'm a natural entrepreneur. I create all the time. I'm a natural innovator. I've created several businesses and several products. So I tend to focus on the career, or I tend to define a career as a profitable pursuit of creation. In other words, a career is basically a creative endeavor. It's not uh, repetitive. It's not repetitive work. It's not routine. It's really creative. It's really an adventure where you get to create and you feel joy as you create. And that's how you're going to make a living. If you don't create, then it's going to be hard to make a living. So here I mentioned how the ideal career framework is going to help you to build your ideal career. First of all, through visualization, we provide a language, and we provide a diagram that allows you to visualize, like with your mind's eye, to visualize what your ideal career is all about, and then you take the steps to progressively align with that ideal career. Second of all, there's a language involved. We provide specific terms and terminologies so that you can talk about the ideal career in a way that everybody can understand you. Because a lot of times, young people would talk about their passion, and their parents would talk about the profit or the money aspect, and the two don't have a common language. So it's like one person is speaking French and the other person is speaking in English. The ideal career is basically a universal language that allows everybody to speak the same language, so that you can get support from your parents, and your parents are not driven insane by your choice of a career based on your passion. The third how the third item here is that it gives you a space to explore. So every participant of the Ideal Career Workshop will have a huge poster, and on that poster, or what I call the vision board, you can put everything that you want your ideal career to be. So it's really an artistic creation. And the last point here is that we provide quantitative tools so that you can make progress and measure your progress. It's very important to measure your progress, because then you feel more confident that you're moving forward. You feel confident that your career is evolving, and that's really important, emotionally speaking, but also psychologically. Here I'm simply pointing out the differences between passion, talent, solution, and meaning. So passion is all about how you feel. Talent is about doing things. It's about making things happen in the real world. Solution is about serving your client. So like I said before, you've got to understand your client's problems so that you can come up with solutions to those problems, and that's how you are serving them. And meaning is really about helping others and collaborating with other people who are part of your team, collaborating with what I call complementers, people whose value complement your own value, people whose solutions will complement your own solutions, and together, you can be like a jazz band. You can create something that is much bigger than the sum of its parts, a whole that is bigger than the sum of its parts, and therefore you can be more useful to the client. So here we're just matching the discovery of passion, the discovery of talent, and the discovery of solution to the 3 years of a management student's studies. So in year one, or in U1, it's really about exploring. In U2, it's about preparing, it's about practicing. And in U3, it's about connecting with employers and getting to know the employer, analyzing the issues and challenges that the employer is going through, so that you can position yourself in a good way to create solutions for the employer. So here, we have a whole discussion, a whole segment of the workshop on passion, which is the fuel. Because if you don't have passion, you don't have the fuel, you don't have the energy in order to propel your career forward. So this is a whole 20-minute discussion on passion. Here we go into more detail. We talk about what exactly is passion. We define it very precisely. Passion is really a field of endeavor, like fashion, computers, cars, traveling, shoes. And the last point is where we introduce a very important distinction. There's field of passion and there's state of passion. A state of passion is like kids and babies. They are not really aware of those fields, like fashion, music, entertainment. They are always in a state of passion, because for them, you could say that the field of you can say that the field that excites them is life. It's all of life. So they really are in a state of passion. Now I know that as we grow older, we discover what we like and what we don't like, but it's very important to remember that we are fundamentally kids, to adopt that sense, or to remember the sense of curiosity that we had as babies, as kids. And when you find yourself in that state of passion, everything will look miraculous to you. Everything will feel like a miraculous experience. And when you are in that state of passion, you dramatically increase the likelihood that you're going to stumble upon your field of passion. So that's a very important distinction. So here we conclude the passion module. This is a case study that we created, a very realistic case study, and the girl is Stephanie. So she's first year major in finance, and her passion is theater, communication. And as we proceed in this workshop, we follow the realistic career of Stephanie. And the reason why we provide this case study is that so that students can really identify and really can link the concepts that we're sharing with a real life situation, a real life person.